Hi, everybody. It's Joni here at Joni's Journals. How are you today? Hello. I am back with another Mass Make March. Now, yesterday I mentioned in my video that I had a few ideas for things to make and that I could make them with my dies, which are these. It's my Sizzix Thinlits. It's number 665930. And it is called, I can't even tell you. Let's see if I have the name still on here. Specimens. And it's a kit. It comes from Sizzix and Tim Holtz. And you can make, amongst other little things, a file folder. And so I made some yesterday, which I will more than likely be using in the Arty Arty and the Bauhaus journals. And then I said, well, I could make them and we could decorate them, but that wouldn't be much fun for anyone that doesn't have the die. So I went back in my little brain and I started remembering that I have made these by hand. Well, make them with the die by hand, but I've made them without a die before. And so I started playing. And I said, well, this is something that I can do as a Mass Make March and share with you, all of my friends, because they really are relatively easy to use. The only thing that might be something you may have to invent a way to make is the tab for the file folder, but those can be made in any way, shape, or form. These I made using my Vasson Creative Punch. You guys have seen that before, and you know that I love it. But these I made simply by folding a leftover strip from the file folders that I made. Okay, we got cut off. I have no idea why, because my phone is fine. You take your strip, you fold it over, and you use your corner rounder. Well, let's use a different size. And you round your corners like so. And then you adjust your tab to the size that you want. For instance, this one is made exactly the same. I cut it off. And I have a little tab. So yeah, you can make the tabs however you would like. But let's get to making the file folders, and you guys can figure out how you want to make your tabs. So I've cut and prepared a couple of things, a couple of sheets of paper for us. Now, as you can see, each of my little file folders has a file card inside of it. And the paper that I've been using is my Tim Holtz backdrops. Oh, I have you kind of close, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. But it's the backdrops, and in this particular case, it's volume 3. So I've taken the pages, and I have cut them for the card. I have cut them down to be 6 inches high and 4.5 inches wide. Okay? So that's what we have here. And I have been rounding the corners. I've been using my medium size. In my corner rounder, we have the 4, the 7, and the 10. So I've been using the 7. And normally I would go around and I would ink these, but I can do that afterwards. Okay? Now, then what I've done, let me get all of this out of the way and grab a hold of this, is I have scored it in order to make my little flap up, okay? And you guys are going to have to hold on again because Roger's awake. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I honestly love my dog, and I know he loves me, but I seriously think that when he hears me talking that I don't have any time to spend with him, so he might as well go outside and lay in the sun. But as I was saying, you're going to take your card. Now, I'm going to show you something very important here. You'll notice that this part of my file folder is facing in the proper direction, and the back is facing in the improper direction. It's upside down. Now, if you're using directional paper, which I am in this case and in all of them, if you want your front of your file folder to face upwards, you're going to have to remember that the shorter part of your paper is going to be the part that flips up. I'm going to show you what I mean. So what you want to do in that case, so that your paper faces in the right direction, you want to take it and you want to put it to the side of your scoreboard, where you're going to make this section the shorter half of your file folder. In other words, we're going to score at 2 3/4 inches. Okay, this section is 2 3/4 inches. This is 4 4 1/4 inches. Okay, so you always want to remember that you want to score to make your shorter side the front of your file folder. This way, when you flip it up, it's going to look like that in the front. The back will be upside down. Okay, so now I'm just going to go along and I'm going to score all of our pieces of paper. Okay, so this way we have that done and ready. And I'm just going to round my corners like so. Okay. Now I want this part of my file folder to flip up, so I'm going to make it the shorter section of my file folder. Okay, so we're going to score at 2 3/4. Okay, so now when we flip it, this is facing in the right direction, this is facing in the wrong direction. Okay, of course, if you are going to use non-directional paper, this part doesn't really count. And in this case, this one is going to face sideways, so it really doesn't matter which part we make the front and which part we make the back, except that I do like that little red emblem there, so I'm going to make this the front of my file folder. So again, it's going to be the shorter side of my strip of paper. And this way, when I flip it up, I have my little emblem. Okay, of course, if you're going to decorate these, it might not matter at all how you do it. But now I'm going to round the corners on my little file cards, which, by the way, are cut from the leftover scrap of the Tim Holtz backdrop. The backdrops are, I will give you the information on that. But the way that I cut my file cards so that they fit inside of my file folder is I've made them 3 inches by 4 inches. And this way they slip right in like that. They peek out over the top, but they fit in nicely. Okay, what have I got here? I've done 2 so far. So let's do this last one and round the corners, and then we will get rid of our scoreboard. Now, in order to make your file folders look like how real file folders come, you have a left, a right, and a center tab. That's how I laid out. I'm just going to grab 3 out of the bunch here. That's how I laid out my tabs, okay? And you can see mine are not even, but that's okay. I have a right, a middle, and a left, okay? Now, what I am going to do, I'm not going to bore you with inking the entire file folder, but I do want this section up here to be completely inked when I add my tab to it. So I am just going to do the tops of my cards, okay, because we're going to cover part of it with the little tab, and I don't want it to look like it was only partially inked. So we'll just go and we will ink the top portion of our little file folders. And these things are handy. I've used them, I've glued them into journals to make them a pocket. In other words, you can glue them down onto your paper, and you can glue the sides. And so when it closes, you just have a tiny little pocket here, and it still looks like a file folder because you'll still have the tab on it. All right, let's grab our first tab. Now, I do have a few that match the file folders that I've cut out, so that's one. And we'll just use that one. And we will use this one, okay? They don't have to match. It's not that important. All right, I'm going to start by inking up my tab, okay, really quickly. So how are you people doing? Guys, gals, friends, everyone? I don't know if you can tell, but I am sounding a little bit better. I still have a mild cough, which I am sure will take a few days to go away. Now, should we actually put this way, or should we make it the black? Nope, I think we're going to do the lighter color. The side we've already inked. Let me just catch that edge there. And now we're just going to simply glue on our tabs onto our file folders so that they look official, like a real file folder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this the left-hand side tab. So I'm going to go as close to the edge as I possibly can with my little tab, and I'm going to glue it down. And then let's just make sure that's straight because it looks a little crooked to me. Okay, and then I'm going to add more glue here and all around. So yeah, as I said, I wanted to do mass makes, but I wanted to do mass makes that everyone could make. So I said, you know, I want to make some little file folders because I am playing. I have some new die cuts from Elizabeth Craft Design. This one's going to be our center. So now I'm just going to center the tab onto the file folder. I'm not going to measure. I'm not going to worry. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to center it onto the top of my file folder. Okay. And then it might be off just a little when it comes to putting them together, but we are not machines. And the file folder companies have machines to cut their file folders, but we are human beings. Okay, so we do our very best to center and to get things on the right side, left side. But if we don't, oh well. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I do want to get my tab up as high as I can on my file folder. And see, this one's not quite in the center. But, oh, I forgot to ink, didn't I? Okay, so we will just ink around here, like so. We'll smudge a little this way. Okay. I'm trying to get this done quickly so you guys are not completely and totally bored. And we'll just ink out a little that way. It'll just look like somebody had dirty fingers when they went to grab the file folder out of the file cabinet. So now you can see they're almost perfect. And now we'll take our last one. Let's see which side. I don't think I really like that one. I think I'm going to use this one that matches the file folder. And yes, I'm going to remember to ink it this time. I'm chatting away and I'm not paying attention. I did want to check to make sure my camera was still filming because I don't know what happened before. All right, I think we have it inked. I could have probably done this before I made the video, but it's all right. It doesn't take too long. Okay, now let's add this one. We're going to put this is going to be our right tab file folder. And speaking of file folders, I don't know if you guys know, but Tracy has a new kit out, and it is a boho style kit. And I have never made a boho journal. Okay, see, you see I'm measuring? And I have decided to try to make a loaded pocket with the kit and add in a journal and some tags and stuff. But I've never made one, and so I kind of have to fiddle with it. But the reason that that came up was I did some of my online shopping at Walmart this morning, and I was looking to get just a box of file folders because I keep stealing the ones that my husband has, and I feel kind of bad. Okay, there we go. So now we have a left. Why am I stuck? Okay, we have a left, a right, and a center tab file folder. And we have our little file cards, which I will ink, but I'm not going to make you sit through it. And there's our other little file card. And here's our third little file card. And there we go. We have made a set of file folders to be used as pockets in our journals. And these are some of the other ones that I made. Okay. Or you can even make a little file folder journal with them if you wanted to make like a spine for them. You could make a little file folder journal, which is something that I'm playing with right now with my new Elizabeth Craft design. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Quick and simple. Once you get all the pieces cut out, whether you use your dies or you just do them the way that we just did them, once you get your pieces cut out, they're relatively easy and quick to make. And so I hope you enjoyed that. I'm just trying to put my glue back in because I didn't put my pin in my glue yesterday, if you remember, and I couldn't get the glue out. I had to sit and soak it in hot water. All right, guys, that's it for now. I do have another quick little thing we're going to make, but I will get to that later on today if I can. If not, it'll be tomorrow. And it'll be another one we're going to adapt our own instead of using a die, and we can mass make them because they're quick and simple. Okay, guys, I will see you soon, and I'm sending you lots of love and big hugs, and I'm asking you to please remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and we will talk later, okay? Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day or your night or wherever you are, okay? And I'm going to show you what I've been working on with my new die set, and I'm also going to give you a peek at some of my Easter cards that I'm making, okay? Take care for now. Bye-bye. Lots of love and big hugs. Bye.